My friend forced me to make her a dress. I've been sewing since middle school. Started with patches, moved to fixing jeans, and by high school I was altering my own clothes. Just something I do for fun, nothing professional, but I'm decent at it. My friend Bree found out last year when she came over and saw my sewing machine. She kept saying I should sell stuff, that I was wasting my talent. 3 months ago, Bree calls me sounding stressed as hell. She has this huge work event in 5 weeks. Her company does this fancy client dinner once a year, and her boss deadass told everyone it's mandatory if you want promotions. She'd been shopping for 2 weeks but couldn't find anything that fit right because she's between sizes. She asked if I could make her something. I said I'd never made a dress from scratch. She said it couldn't be that different and she'd pay me. When I hesitated, she reminded me how she let me stay at her place for a week when my apartment flooded, how she drove me to the hospital at 2 a.m. for my kidney stone, real stuff I actually owed her for. I couldn't say no. She came over the next day with $200 worth of fabric, showed me inspo pics, and I took her measurements. Wrote everything down twice. I spent 3 weeks on that dress, watched tutorials every night, messed up the bodice and had to restart, spent hours getting the zipper perfect. When she came for the fitting, I could tell something was off. The dress was tight on her. She could zip it, but she looked uncomfortable and kept tugging at the waist. I grabbed my notebook and we went through the measurements. She got quiet, then said maybe she measured herself wrong, but I'd measured her, with my tape measure, in my apartment. That's when it clicked. She'd gained weight, not much. Stress from the event maybe, but enough that the fitted dress showed it. She didn't want to admit it though. She said I must have sewn it wrong, made it too small. Now she'd have to spend money she didn't have on a last-minute dress. I offered to let out the seams. She said there wasn't time and she didn't trust me not to make it worse. She took the dress and left. She ghosted me after that. One-word text replies. I figured we were done. 3 weeks later, I'm getting coffee and this woman approaches me. Says her name is Kathy and she works with Bree. She recognized me from Instagram and wanted to ask where Bree got her dress from the client event. I said I made it but it didn't fit, that Bree had to buy something else. Kathy looked at me crazy and pulled out her phone. There was Bree wearing my dress. It fit perfectly. Kathy said Bree told everyone she got it custom made by a designer in the city, that it cost over $1,000. Bree had either lost the weight or squeezed into the dress. Instead of admitting anything, she made me feel like I screwed up, then wore my work and lied about it. I screenshotted the photos and drove straight to Bree's apartment. I still had her spare key from the flood. She wasn't home. I let myself in, went to her closet and took the dress. Left the key on her counter and walked out. She started calling an hour later. I didn't answer. She texted saying I broke into her place. I sent back the screenshot from Kathy with the caption about the $1,000 designer dress. She showed up at my apartment that night banging on the door saying I stole from her. I opened it and handed her $200 cash. That's what the fabric cost. Now we're even. She tried to grab the dress off my couch, but I blocked her. Told her she could have it back when she posted the truth on Instagram about who actually made it. She called me insane and left. 2 days later, she posted a story. Said a friend made her dress as a favor and she was grateful. Tagged me. Didn't mention the designer lie, but it was something. I dropped the dress at her office the next day with the receptionist. Kathy texted me a week later. Said Bree's boss found out about the lying because too many people knew the real story. Bree got passed over for her promotion. The whole reason she needed the dress in the first place. Kathy also asked if I'd do alterations for her catering clients. She'd pay me properly. I said yes. I've made almost $600 in 2 months.